siblings loved Ryan. Well, most of my siblings. And even though we came from completely different types of families and backgrounds, we shared a lot of common interests. Even though our relationship had endured some rocky patches, we seemed to be pushing forward. He loved Jesus. I loved Jesus. We got along great. We enjoyed each other's company. What else did we need? At 20 years old, I thought I was getting off easy in the love department. How awesome would it be to get married now and avoid the drama of single life, I thought. Confident I had found the one, I figured a little wedding research would be harmless. With my head in the clouds, I turned on my computer and searched for wedding dresses. Little did I know that exactly 1 week from this point, I would be flying away on a plane with a shattered heart. The next few days turned out to be some of the hardest in my entire life. My dream world came crashing down before my eyes. Although my relationship with Ryan looked great on the outside, it was covered with red flags. He and I had convinced ourselves we were perfect for each other, but we weren't, not in reality. My infatuation with Ryan had blinded me to the many issues and problems in our relationship. And sadly, Ryan's rough past wasn't as much of his past as it was his present. After a lengthy conversation with my parents, my fears were confirmed. Getting married to Ryan would be an extremely unwise decision. As this realization flooded my mind, I burst into tears. I cried that entire night. I cried that entire next day. Bethany and I even cried together. It was painfully hard. After Ryan and I broke up, I desperately wanted to get away for a little while. I needed time to think, to pray, to breathe. I hopped on a plane with Bethany to go visit our grandparents in Chicago. As the plane took off early the next morning, I honestly wondered if I would ever be able to love again.
He loves me not. 1 year after Kristen's heartbreak with Ryan, I, Bethany, met an amazing guy named Justin. I was falling hard for this guy. The chemistry was instant. He was funny, tall, good-looking, easygoing, and he loved Jesus. What more could a girl want? Justin and I met through some mutual friends. His personality was everything I had ever imagined in a future husband. Our growing interest in each other was becoming obvious to everyone around us. With my parents on board and excited about our relationship, Justin and I began getting to know each other more intentionally. As a 19-year-old girl, I couldn't believe how my life was panning out. I had always wanted to get married young, and with Justin being several years older, it seemed like the perfect love story. My head was in the clouds, my heart was on fire. After several more months of getting to know Justin, I just knew. He's the one. He's totally the one. Up until this point in life, I had never been in a serious relationship. Crushes, yes, lots of them. But never a real relationship like this one. I had never met a guy like Justin. I had never been friends with a guy who I genuinely wanted to marry. Until now. Justin changed everything. Over the next few weeks, things continued ramping up. Justin began meeting with my dad for some good guy-to-guy chats. Even though Justin was a fairly new Christian, he was anxious to grow in his relationship with God. I loved his passion for theology. I loved his desire to know the Bible. He seemed perfect in every way. The fairy tale movies I had watched as a little girl were coming to life right before my eyes. This love thing is so easy. And then, out of nowhere, my entire world came crashing down. We need to talk. Those were the 4 little words that popped up on my phone. I quickly clicked on Justin's text message. My heart started pounding. Something wasn't right. Our text messages were always surrounded by hearts and smiley faces. This text was plain, to the point, no fluff. After texting back and forth for several minutes, my phone rang. It was Justin. I hate to do this by phone, he said with a sad tone. But since I'll be gone on my business trip for the next week, he paused. Well, I just need to tell you what I'm really thinking. The next 30 minutes were a shock and a blur. Justin told me that he really liked me, but I'd come to realize we wouldn't work long term. He explained that his interest in God wasn't as strong as it seemed. He confessed that he didn't genuinely share the same convictions as he had led me to believe. He told me his life would be going in a very different direction from this point on. After what seemed like forever, this awful phone call finally ended, with my heart